It's live. Facebook going live. All right. We're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under command of General YAHANNA. And it's Friday. You know what it is? It's Lashawan Qadash. You understand? And, this week, we're going to continue what we were doing last week. We're going over prepositions and constructs. We're going to do a quick review in the beginning part, and then we're going to move forward in the continuation of that lesson. All right? We're going to start off every class like we start off every class, going over the Hebrew alphabets. All right? So if you could, repeat after me. Ah. Ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ha, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, P, Qua, Ra, Sha, and Tha. All right. So we are going to do a quick review, going over what we went over last Friday. All right. So let me move this on the board. All right. So based off of the class last Friday, when wa is at the end of a word, what does it mean? When was at the end of a word, what does it mean? As a suffix. I mean, it's still the same thing. What are the two things that we were focusing on at the end of last class? The absolute singular. All right, but what determines that? How do you know which is which? Because both of them could have a wa at the end. It could have a ya at the end. It could have a yum at the end. So what gives you the determining factor if it's absolute singular, if it's absolute plural, or if it's construct plural?
Well, construct plural is when something has been mentioned before.
All of it is mentioned before, but it's two things specifically, right? All right. One starts with the O, one starts with the P. Remember? All right, no sweat. All right. When was at the end, dealing with a suffix, all right, it's either objective and if it's objective, it's 9 times out of 10 is the form of the word him, right? Let's see, a suffix is either objective or possessive. All right. And in the possessive form, it's dealing with his, like his possession, right? So when was at the end of a word, right, it is a suffix, and it is either objective, dealing with forms of the word him, or possessive, dealing with forms of the word his. All right. Got that? All right, no sweat. Okay. Now, dealing with the construct. All right. Do a quick review over this. I gave a couple of examples. All right. Now, we're going to use a couple of words. We're going to use the bar. The bar yum. The bar with a close relation. No sweat. And the bar yeah. All right. Okay. Now, you have the root word, the bar, right? This is a masculine singular absolute or a absolute singular. All right. Next, you have the bar young, which is a masculine plural absolute or a absolute plural. All right. You have the bar with a dash, which means in close relation to. All right. This is a masculine singular construct. All right. And then you have the bar ya with a close relation, which is a masculine plural construct. Right? So basically look at it like this, right? Whenever you see a word with a dash preceding it, think of it like it's incomplete. So it needs construction. Okay? So when wa is at the end of a word, it's a suffix. And it either is objective or possessive. When it's objective, it's forms of the word him. When it's possessive, it's forms of the word his. All right? Make sure you got this before I erase it. Uh my desire. Was the video on YouTube, was it public before you yeah, it is. I got it. I see it. All right. Everybody got it? All right. No sweat. Where you at? You're right here at the bottom too?
Yeah, at the bottom. On the left side. On the left side.
Okay. All right. Okay. Dude, where you at? You good?
I'm in the last two right there.
All right. All right, while he's doing that. All right. So I'm going to give an example of basically you can look at it as like a little formula, something that you can use to basically break it down. So I'm going to write something in Hebrew. It's something that we're just reviewing right now before we move forward. All right. So we have the sentence, Debar Ayash. All right. So, does anybody know what Ayash is in Hebrew? It's a quick review. All right. It's two verbs. It's Ayash and Ayasha. It's like Ak and Akawa. Literally. Ayash is man. Right? It means man in Hebrew. All right. So this would be considered a noun. All right. So you have Ayash. This is a noun. All right. Then you have Debar. Does anybody know what Debar means? Look at your notes. It's in your notes. What does Debar mean?
It's like if I may, he said, or the words.
Word. All right. So this would make this a juxtaposition. Right. So this is a juxtaposition now, better known as a construct. The reason why is because you have the dash here because it's in close relation to man, right? So as Uriah said, Uriah, what did you say that the bar means?
Word.
The word?
Or he said.
Or he said, right? And then Ayash means what?
Man.
Man, all right? So this literally translates to word of man. All right? And this is singular. All right? Because you're only dealing with one thing, right? And the reason why you know you're dealing with one thing because it's not a yum at the end. It's not a ya at the end, right? Which would make it plural. All right? So, since it's singular, right, that would make this a what construct? A singular construct because you're dealing with a singularity in the sentence. All right. So this is a quick review. All right. All right. So if you want to write this down, I'm not going to write the definition up here on the board. You should already have it in your notes from last class. All right. A preposition, right, is a class of words used to express spatial or temporal relations or marked by various semantic roles, right? Now, a construct, what we're going over right now, is when two or more nouns appear together by a juxtaposition. You have two nouns, right? Word is a person, place, or thing. Ayash is a person, place, or thing. So you have noun. You have noun number one, noun number two. By definition, a construct, you need two or more nouns joined together by a juxtaposition. The juxtaposition will let you know if they're closely related. All right. So this dash, I put it right here. Juxtaposition. All right. So I'll write the definition right here. A construct is when two or more nouns appear together by a juxtaposition. All right. So this sentence is a construct. All right. The easiest, quickest giveaway to let you know you're dealing with a construct is the dash. Basically lets you know something needs something or something is in close relation to something. It's constructed to something. It's been formed with something. So you have the bar ayash, which is just two words separate together, just means word man, right? But when you put this dash here, it means word of man because the word is related to man. All right? Got that? No sweat. You got it all written down? Everybody got it written down before I move on? You good? All right, no sweat. All right. So now we're gonna, since we are able to basically identify what a preposition is and what a construct is, right? Now we're going to move into translation of preposition and constructs together. All right? Good with that? No sweat. Let's do it. All right. Got all of this. All right. The first one we're going to do is a portion of Genesis chapter 23, like 25, verse 34. All right. I'm going to write it first in the Hebrew here. All right. So the sentence that we have is YAHANNA Nathan I.S.U.P.K Lacham. All right. So just like we do everything else, we're going to break it down. All right. So first and foremost, can anybody tell me from looking at this sentence, what stem are we using?
Qual stem,
How can you identify that we're using the qual stem?
the way that the prefixes are at the beginning of the word,
What words?
like what, Yaquan and Jacob.
All right. My man. All right. So he's already identified we're using the qual stem. All right. Because waya is the beginning of the sentence. All right. Not just the word, beginning of the sentence. Qual stem is identified at the beginning of the sentence. Right. And you said this word means what is wayaqua? What does that mean?
And Jacob.
Right. All right. And Yah means he, but that's a double negative, right? It's like
I thought that was a name.
it is. No, you're right.
Oh.
And Jacob, right? So what would this word be? Since we just broke down the example beforehand, right? How to identify a construct. What is this in the construct? What is the definition of a construct?
Two or more nouns in a juxtaposition.
All right. So what is this? Thank you. The water. This is a noun. All right. All right. And Jacob, Nathan. Does anybody know what Nathan means? You should know it from last class. What does Nathan mean?
To give.
My man. To give. And if it was in the qual stem, it would be Wayathan. The no would be taking off. It would start off at the beginning of the word. It'd be Wayathan. Right? All right. So, and Jacob to give gave. All right. Okay. All right. So it's an action. All right. All right. So that would make this a what? Noun. My man. Okay. All right. So now we have the next word, I.S.U.P.K. Anybody know what this means? It's a name.
Oh. That's no. I don't know if that's her. Is that? Wait. Oh.
It's a prefix. To Esau. Come on, officer.
Wait, that's Esau.
No, in this context.
This context.
Right. And Jacob gave to Esau. All right.
Okay, I was lost for a second, but it's cool because I was thinking of the name of him as a nation, not his name itself.
So we're dealing with, hold on one second. Genesis 25:34. Genesis 25:34. All right. So this is the prefix of the word. All right. Okay. So the concordance number, I write it up here. You to look H6215 I.S.U.P.K. H6215. All right. All right. And then you should know the last word because of the Lord's Prayer. Bread. All right. So bread is a noun. All right. All right. So remember, previously, I gave the definition of what a preposition was. All right. A preposition is an adposition, a class of words used to express spatial or temporal relations or mark various semantic roles. All right. So the temporal relation, what? Definition of preposition? A preposition, I'll say it slow, is a adposition, right? An adposition, a class of words used to express spatial or temporal relations or mark various semantic roles. All right. So how you know that this is a prepositional phrase, right, is because you have a class of words. All right. And this is used to express a temporal relation between two people, Jacob and Esau, two nouns, right? Was a temporal relation? Jacob gave something to Esau. What was it? Bread. Got it?
Yeah.
Simple, right? All right, good. All right. So we're going to move on to the next one. Oh, matter of fact, somebody read Genesis 25 and 34 so we can check our work.
Genesis 25 and 34. Then Jacob gave Esau bread.
Then what?
He gave Esau.
Oh, say, read again.
Then Jacob gave Esau bread.
Is that not what we have translated right here?
I don't know.
So is our work correct? Goddamn right. All right, we're gonna move on to the next one. And as you can see, like what we're doing is, right, we're doing classical conditioning. You know what I'm saying? We're using various phrases, various words, and repetition to train muscle memory in the mind. So it makes it easier for you to recognize words when you're reading the Hebrew for Sabbath class. All right. Okay. All right. The next one we're going to do is Genesis 28 and 4. All right, so the next scripture we're dealing with is a portion of Genesis 28 and 4. All right. So the first word that we have, right? What is familiar about this word that we've gone over?
It's who, which, what, that, when, where, and how.
I'm just going to put a couple. You said who,
Which,
what,
that.
what, or that. We're just going to stop there. All right. Nathan. What does Nathan mean? We just used this in the last scripture. What does Nathan mean? Mayash. To give. All right. We don't know what tense it's in, so we're going to put to give. All right. All right. Alahayim. It means powers, yes. But when you would see Alahayim in scriptures, what word would be there? In most cases.
God.
What is it?
God.
God. Go ahead. How do you know if it's little g or big G? Context. Let's use the word. I think it's in Psalms. Psalms 82:6. So you might want to write that down in your notes for lowercase g. Psalms 82:6. pull it for you. Psalms 82, verse 6. It's the same thing. It's Anya, Amaria, Alahayim, Anam. So it's the same thing. So it's context, right? So basically, what we're catch you up. We're continuing our lesson with preposition and construct. You're not that far behind. We did a quick review. You're just one scripture behind. All right. So currently, right now, we're breaking down Genesis 28 and 4. The brother asked a very excellent question. He said, "How do you tell the difference, right, between capital G and lowercase g?" The answer to that question would be context when you're dealing with Hebrew, right? Okay. We did what was that? Psalms 82:6, right? 82:6. All right. So, and how you know that is dealing with lowercase g, right, is because of the context. So the entire sentence is Anya, Amaria. Sorry, yeah, Slakia. Anya, Amarthia, Alahayim, Atham, Wabanya. What does Wabanya mean? What does bond mean? Right? So if I say Wabanya, we know that Yum and Ya is plural when it's at the end, right? Okay. So that would mean and children, right? Okay. So Anya, I, right? Amarthia, and I said, Alahayim, God's, Atha, you, Banya, children, right? So I said, God's, you children. So it's in reference to the children of Israel, right? Which is context. So clearly the children of Israel are what? Men, right? So they can't be angels, right? They can't be the most high, right? So in rank and order. So you have the most high, which is Yahweh, which never says, it's never God in the Bible. It's Lord, capital L, capital O, capital R, capital D, or capital L and then O-R-D, right? Then you have God, which is Alahayim in the Hebrew, which refers to the angels, right? Okay. Then, which means powers in Hebrew, right? So you have the heavenly powers, right? So who are the earthly powers? All right, that would be Yasha'Allah, right? Okay. What does Yah mean as a prefix? Anybody remember? He. What does Shar mean in Hebrew? Does anybody remember? I mean, you should. This is something that you should be able to break down on command. You should be able to break down what your pedigree means. You understand? We are the house of Israel. We are the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. All right. Israel in Hebrew is Yasha'Allah. All right. Yah as a prefix means what? All right. Shar means what? Prince, judge, ruler, or authority. All right. Allah means what? power. Alahayim is powers. All right. So Yasha'Allah literally translates to he, prince, or judge, or ruler of the power. He, prince, power. He is prince of the power, right? Which means we are the sons of the living God, right? We are the gods upon the face of this earth. Psalms 82:6, all right? Lowercase g. Does that answer your question? No sweat, all right? So, La Abraham. What does that mean? What does La mean as a prefix? Don't guess. Is that what it means? Positive? Sound like yes. That's not what La means as a prefix. La means he.
Salakia, with that at the beginning of a name is still he.
Okay, so let's write it out. Why shouldn't he be there? Don't tell me that it shouldn't be there. Why shouldn't it be there? Thank you. Why does it cancel itself out? Right. All right. So we have Ashar, Nathan, Alahayim, the Abraham. All right. So who to give? Basically, this is the subject. All right. So should it be God who gave Abraham? No.
Which God gave Abraham?
There you go. So the sentence translates to which God gave to Abraham. If someone could, Genesis 28:4, read.
Genesis 28:4. And give thee the blessing of Abraham.
All right. So it says, and give thee the blessings of Abraham, which God gave to Abraham. But continue reading the verse.
To thee and to thy seed with thee, that thou mayest inherit the land wherein thou art a stranger, which God gave unto Abraham.
Which who?
Which God gave unto Abraham.
Which who?
Which God gave unto Abraham.
Which who?
Which God gave unto Abraham.
All right. I forgot Ashar also means unto. Slack. All right. So, slack. All right. So God gave unto Abraham. All right. So let's identify a couple of things in this sentence that we've gone over. So we're dealing with prepositions and constructs, right? All right. Ashar, right? And you have Nathan, right? So Ashar means unto. What's that? Shar means who, which, that, or unto. What is that? What's that? Thank you. All right. Nathan, to give. What is Alahayim?
Now,
Noun. What is La Abraham? Another noun. So how many nouns we got in here? 2. We got 1 and 2. All right. So is this a preposition or is this a construct? And why or why not? What's the definition of a preposition? Matazah, since you wrote it down. No, you wrote your hand, Mayash. What is the definition of preposition?
Preposition.
Mm-hmm. Wrote your hand.
Person.
Okay. Matazah, what's the definition? I know you wrote it down, so what's the definition of a preposition?
is a adposition, a class of words used to express spatial, temporal relation, and semantic role.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we got a group of words, right? Okay. What type of relation is going on? Is there a temporal relation going on right here? Temporal means temporary. Is there a temporary relation going on right here? Temporary relationship. Is there a spatial relationship going on right here? Yes. All right. What is the definition of a construct? You wrote that down, right?
Right.
What's that?
That's the nouns appear together by
Nouns? How many? I mean, it's just
2 or more.
2 or more nouns. Do what? Continue. 2 or more nouns, what?
2 or more nouns appear together by juxtaposition.
By juxtaposition. All right, so we got 2 or more nouns here, right?
Right.
Do they appear together in a juxtaposition? What's the juxtaposition? There is a juxtaposition here. Where's the juxtaposition?
Or wouldn't the juxtaposition have to be the little dash thing
Yeah.
to signify that?
But are there 2 nouns right here?
No, but there's 2 nouns right there.
Right. But what's the definition say? 2 or more nouns that appear together
And the juxtaposition.
in a juxtaposition. So are there 2 or more nouns appearing together in a juxtaposition? That's not what I asked you. Are there 2 or more nouns appearing together in a juxtaposition? All right. So that means it's not a what? So that means it's a what? It's a prepositional phrase. Get that brother hand. Curveball.
Can I ask something?
Go ahead.
So, okay, those are prepositions, but are they temporal relations? Are they semantic?
So you have 2 prepositions. Shar, who, which, that it's describing something, describing an action, right? Okay, which makes it a preposition, right? Nathan means to give or gave, which is the action, which is the what? Right. And together, you have a preposition and a verb, makes it a what? Prepositional phrase. All right. then you have two nouns, which are being described by the preposition and the verb. Okay? Got it? All right, no sweat. So just make it real simple. All right? A preposition is either a temporary relation, spatial relation, right? In most cases, all right? A construct is two or more nouns joined together by juxtaposition. The dash.
Right.
All right? Got it?
I got it.
All right, no sweat.
Oh, so let me.
About to erase the whole thing, sir.
Yeah.
So these two nouns, even though they're at the juxtaposition,
They're not in a juxtaposition.
so,
Juxtaposition was the dash.
okay.
Dash.
Right. So I want to be sure.
Right.
Yes, sir.
We're going to get to it. So, good?
The what?
All right, now, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. Why doesn't this matter based off of what I said last class? What am I using to describe Hebrew? You were there. You were there.
So you said why it doesn't matter.
Why doesn't it matter? I mean, it matters, but why doesn't it matter?
Well, you said why you're using what to.
Okay, so I said in the grand scheme of things,
Right.
in the grand scheme of things, none of this matters. Prepositional phrases, constructs, qual stem, none of that. All right? Why am I saying that? It matters, but it doesn't matter.
I'm gonna give the answer. I think talking is just talking.
Most High Christ, get that brother hand, right? Because if you were raised as your native tongue, you'd be like, what the fuck is a qual stem?
Right.
The hell is a prepositional phrase? But why am I using these terms?
Because we speak English.
Because we speak English, and you were taught English as your language. So when you took English in grammar school, you know what a noun is. You know what a verb is. You might know what a preposition is. You might know what a conjunction is. Right? You might know what a verb is. So I'm using terms that you're able to relate to describe a language that you're learning. Yes.
Or you haven't been to school for almost 10 years and you forgot all that shit.
That too. That too. Most High Christ. Most High Christ. Give that brother a hand. All right. So, all right, we're going to do time check. Time check. Somebody give me time check. Timekeeper. 8:18. All right. I'm gonna do one more, even though I got two more on this sheet. I'm gonna do which one do I want? I'm gonna do two more. We're gonna go on to the next step because I want to give an example of each thing that we've done. So the first one, right? We had so this next one was a prepositional phrase. What was the first one? A construct. All right. So we're dealing with prepositions and constructs. All right. So now we're gonna get a little bit more greasy with it. All right. So we got Genesis 29:28. All right. Gonna see if boys paying attention. right. What this mean? See, y'all been paying attention. Where your thumb? Huh? Why? Why is it give? Okay, I'll humor you. Why is it he give? Because what?
Why in front of your thumb?
Does why mean he? I'm not saying you're wrong, but does why mean he as a prefix?
No.
That's what it means? What does Yah mean as a prefix? Thank you. So we know why is he. What does why mean? Huh? No. And. Okay, but you said give or gave. Why?
Too close to the thumb.
Sounded what?
Too close to the thumb.
I'll give that brother an A+ for common sense, right? When wa and ya is at the beginning of the word, what are we dealing with? Uriah. What's that? When wa and ya is at the beginning of a sentence, what are we dealing with? Qual stem. All right. So when you're dealing with the qual stem at the beginning of a sentence, right? 9 times out of 10, the beginning of the word is going to drop off, right? When you're dealing with a verb in some cases, right? Now, if you have a word like bawa, right? And you had it at the beginning of the sentence, the wa would be removed to the end. It would be wa ya ba'awa, right? But that's another case. We'll get to that, all right? So you have and he gave, all right? For those that were here last class, what does lawa mean and why? Nope. Means what? Why? But I thought when was at the end of something, it means two things, whether it's possessive or objective. So what are we dealing with? Are we dealing with a possession? Or are we dealing with something that is an object? What are we dealing with? Dealing with an object. Why? If you give something to someone, is it a possession or is it an object? What you say? Shalom, Lord of Christ, sir. You know what I'm saying? So if you're giving something to someone, is it a possession or an object? It's possession. So if it's a possession, what is it? What should the tense be if it's a possession? School, what's going down? Shalom, Lord of Christ. No sweat. School trying to learn some Hebrew. Most High in Christ.
I know a lot.
Okay, you gonna learn, you know a little. All right. So, since we're dealing with a possession, is it his or him? His. Why? Because it belongs to who? Thank you. So we got his. A thought, not to be confused with a tha with an H. Means what? Ooh. See, y'all so used to me just giving it away, right? You ain't gonna learn that way. A tha, not to be confused with a tha with an H, with the ha at the end, Salakia, right? What does that mean? For those that were in last class, there's two people that was in last class, so
You.
nope, that's a tha with the ha at the end. Is there a ha at the end of this word? No, it is not. If you're looking at last class, we marked out some things. So what is this? What are the definitions of a tha without the ha? Anybody? This is not you. There's not an H at the end of it. It's like there's not a ha at the end of it. Okay. Checked. Don't sweat. It is a sign. That means something that is implied, right? Rachal. Anybody know what this is or who this is?
Like your Rachel.
Most High Christ. Gotta get that brother a hand. All right. Somebody read Genesis 29 and 28. This is a portion of Genesis 29 and 28.
Genesis 29, 28. And Jacob did so and fulfilled her week.
So let's stop. So this whole verse is about who?
Jacob.
So this whole verse is about Jacob. So Jacob is the who?
The noun.
The implied noun when it's talking the reference when it's talking about his. So keep reading.
And he gave
And what?
and he gave him Rachel, his daughter, to wife also.
All right. And he gave him, talking about Jacob, Rachel. Right? The sign or the symbol, right, was them being betrothed. All right. Okay. So let's break this down even further since we're talking about prepositions and constructs. School didn't know he was going to school today when he came to class.
Right.
Oh yeah, man. I'm hoping to go downtown tomorrow because I'm looking forward to that.
Look at him. Look at him. All right. So we know when it's talking about his, right, dealing with the possession, it's dealing with the noun. I'll give you that one. I won't let you guess. All right. And he gave, dealing with Nathan, all right, or a version of Nathan, right? Dealing with the last two sentences that didn't have this word in it. What is it? Prep. What we got here? What is the thought? Somebody go to two-letter lookup. Two-letter-lookup.com. Once you hit these two symbols, these two letters, it's a cool thing about two-letter lookup. You hit two letters and it looks up the word for you. Somebody hit those two letters in two-letter lookup and look it up for me. Two-letterlookup.com. Quick. Get all this technology in the world, y'all boys slow on the draw.
Oh man, don't tell me they got school because I can't.
I don't know, school.
Wow.
All right, I'm gonna help y'all, man. For those that don't know how to use two-letterlookup.com, all right, look up here. I'm about to show you. Two-letterlookup.com. All right. Right. Everybody see these letters right here in the corner? Do you see those letters in the corner? Can they see it? No. Kind of, sort of. All right, those letters in the corner. All right. So we have two letters. All right. We have the I'm going to hit that. And we have the th. I'm going to hit that. Once I hit those two letters, right, two-letter lookup is going to look up every word that begins with those two letters. All right. So we have a th in different forms. All right. So the first one, all right, the first thing it starts off with a sign, miraculous sign, or wonders, right? And this is a noun feminine. Because if it's a sign, it's a person, place, or right. So we have a noun. Rachel, what is that? A noun. So, is this sentence a preposition or a construct, and why? Mayash.
Construct, conjunction,
Say what?
it's a construct because of junction, bringing together the nouns.
Bringing together two nouns, right? All right, and it's not a conjunction, it's a juxtaposition. No sweat, no sweat. Get that brother a hand. All right? Because a construct by definition is two or more nouns joined together by what? Juxtaposition. Get that brother a hand. All right? We're going to do one more. We're going to get further into it. All right. We got the book of Judges. We got the book of Judges 15 and 13. All right. We have YAHANNA. Okay. Anybody want to take a stab at it? You should be able to take a stab at the first two letters in the word, because when YAH is the beginning of the word, what are we dealing with? When YAH is the beginning of what are we dealing with? The qual stem. All right. So what does YAH mean? And he. What does Amar mean? means speak. But since it's plural, spake. All right. Loya. Not to be confused with Levi. Sorry, Loa. It's like it. Why? Is he possessing something?
Him.
Him. Why? What is the object? Conversation. And he spake, implied to him. Somebody read Judges 15:13.
Judges 15:13. And they spake unto him.
And what?
And they spake unto him.
Why is it plural? What does your mean at the end?
I thought it was young though.
My.
What does your mean at the end? At the end? Say
Well,
it.
it does mean they.
Say it.
It means they.
What else does it mean? Why? We know that it's plural because Judges 15:13 says what? Was it? Somebody read Judges 15:13. Chico. And they. So we know the scripture says, and they, right? So what does ya mean as a suffix? Means two things. So, ya as a suffix, right? By itself in the word means my. Okay? Right? But we've been dealing with prepositions and constructs. What are the two examples of constructs that I gave at the beginning of sentence? We're using the word debar. There are two types of plural constructs, right? Amatazah, since you wrote them down, what are they? Put the bar.
Two types of plural.
Mm-hmm. You have absolute plural, which is what?
The bar, yeah.
The bar yum. Which everybody knows is plural, right? Then you have what?
Plural construct. The bar, yeah.
The bar ya, right? Okay. So, but normally it has a dash behind it. But we're dealing with the qual stem. It's setting off the beginning of the sentence, right? Just like if what was at the end, right? Okay. What, if what was at the end, all right, you have what at the end and what at the beginning, right? You have two of them, right? What at the end tells you automatically is dealing with the objective, right? Dealing with either the objective or the possessive, right? Either with his or with him. When you have ya, you're dealing with yum or ya, right? So you have they, two forms of the plural. Okay? Okay? All right. So, and he spake to him. In this case, it's not he. It's they, because Yah is plural. It is a form of a plurality. Curveball. Go ahead. All right. So, what are the constructs?
All of them?
It's only two.
Oh, singular and plural.
Singular and plural. So, tell me the difference in the example that I gave.
So they usually have the little dash, but singular, it doesn't have a ya at the end. But the plural does.
Right. So, but there's no dash here, right?
Right.
Okay. So, why is it plural? Why is he canceled out? Loya means what? I mean, Saki. Lowa means what? Is it him or he? It's not. It's two he's. It's two persons. That's they. Right? So if I'm describing two people, that's they. All right? All right. So you have the cancellation. You have two hymns there. Two hymns equal they. And you're also speaking in reference. All right? Another hint. All right? So now we're about to get into how this happens this way. You know what I'm saying? We're the School of Universal Practical Knowledge. We do everything for a reason. All right. Prepositions and constructs. All right. So you can make this an addendum to the definition of what, and also to the definition with ya. All right. When wa is attached to a noun, it is possessive. When attached to a verb, it's objective. All right. So this is the quickest way to distinguish between the possessive and the objective. When wa is attached to a noun, it is possessive. It's like it. At the end. All right. When was attached at the end to a noun, it is possessive. When it is attached to the end of a verb, it is objective. So that's how you know the difference between his and him. It's like it. Baba Kushar. Water. All right. So write this down. Okay. So when wa is attached to a noun, it is at the end of a noun is possessive. When it's attached to the end of a verb, it is objective. Right? Now we're going to get into some examples. All right. We're going to write them all at the bottom. You're going to tell me whether it's objective or possessive. All right. YAHANNA. Is this objective or possessive? Objective is if was attached to the end of a noun, it's possessive. If was attached to the end of a verb, it's objective. All right, so we know this is a clause stem because was is at the beginning of it. So, and he, all right, and we know that was at the end of it, all right? So let's establish the root. The root word is shamai. What does shamai mean?
Like you listen.
Listen. And he listened, right? Right, so shamai is a verb. So is it possessive or objective? Objective. So if it's objective, it should be what? What are the two what were the two forms that we went over?
Preposition construct.
Nope. Objective is him. Possessive is his. So, YAH means what? Shemai means what?
Listen.
It's objective. And he listened him. So what's the implied word to finish the sentence?
Two.
My man. And he listened to him. Make sense? All right. We said this is objective, right? I'm throwing in curveballs here. Halak. Is there a wa attached to a noun or a verb? Is there a wa here? No? So that means it's absolute singular. So that means it is what it is. All right. So the word halak means walk or to walk. Absolute singular. It is what it is. Give Officer Matazai a hand.
Good talk.
All right. Time check.
8:59.
All right, no sweat. No sweat. We're going to go a little bit over because we started a little late.
Clock at 8:52.
No sweat. Right? Warrior Ba'awa. Dealing with the qual stem. Right? What does warrior mean? And he, right? Ba'awa means journey. Right? In this case, past tense, right? We're going to put went. Right? So to journey, it's a verb, right? So objective, right? Because it says
Not
when
possessive.
it's not possessive, right?
Uh-huh.
So, and he went him. Does that make sense as a sentence?
Uh-huh. So we're just gonna say two.
No.
And they went,
Why?
because when you add two things together, they.
My nigga. Get that brother a hand. And they went. Give Officer Montezai a hand. Again. That brother is on fire. Spirit Field. Change your name to Spirit Field, boy. You got some of that in the posh in you. You got some soul, brother. You know what I'm talking about? All right. We're going to go through all of these words that I have, and then we're going to end it on that. All right. Okay. Warrior the borrower. Dealing with the qual stem. Warrior is what? And he. What does the bar mean? You can tell me you don't got your English to Hebrew translator? Oh, we deep today. Brother, you're right. But brother Yeshaya. You know what I'm saying? Boy, so they here to learn today. What does the bar mean? What the boy come in, raise his hand, Yeshaya. What? Say it again. To speak. But by itself, it just means word. So you just saw the bar by itself, it means word. Okay. In this case, he is correct. And wa at the end, it's him. And he to speak him. That don't sound right.
Right?
And they to speak?
And they spoke to him.
No, you close.
It's like it's fake.
My man. Getting on to something now. Cooking with gas now.
Why would spoke be wrong?
Means spake and spoke is the same tense. It's past tense. Spake is Old English. Spoke is modern day English. There's no difference. Both of them are past tense. All right. So Yeshaya, to catch you up. All right. All right. So we're dealing with prepositions and constructs. All right. Somebody tell Yeshaya what a preposition is. Damn. You know what it is, Yeshaya? No. Close. Come on, note taker. Come on, scribe. Speak louder for the people on the internet.
Is a apposition, a class of words used to express spatial, temporal relations, and semantic roles.
All right. So a preposition is the culmination of words. You just show temporal, which means temporary, right? Or spatial relations, right? What was the last one?
Semantic roles.
Semantic roles. Basically show roles, right? Like, what's your role? Your father, your brother, your sister, whatever, right? What is a construct? Somebody that's not a matzah. Come on, my ass, you been here since the beginning, baby. What's up? What's a construct, man? You even broke it down. What's up?
Two or more nouns appear together by juxtaposition.
Two or more nouns that appear together by a juxtaposition, right? Okay. So I'll give you an example. The example that I gave earlier was the word debar, right? With a dash and ayash, right? The two nouns is debar. Debar means what? Word. Ayash means man. A noun is a what? Noun is a what? Person, place, or thing. All right? Ayash means man. Is that a person, place, or thing? So that makes it a noun. The bar means word. Is that a person, place, or thing? Word is a thing. All right? It's a noun. Okay? So you have two nouns, all right, that appear together by juxtaposition. I said there's a dash in between. The dash means close relation to. So that's a juxtaposition, right? Which would make it a construct. If you were looking at it in Hebrew. All right? Got it? All right. So where we are now, right, is breaking it down further, right? So earlier, I gave the definition of when you see wa at the end of a word, it usually means, depending on if it's objective or possessive, him or his, or a variation of it, right? So now we're going further in depth to that, all right? When you see wa at the end of a word attached to a noun, it is possessive. When you see a wa at the end of a word attached to a verb, it is objective. All right? Okay. So we have a couple of examples up here. Right? So the first example was YAHANNA. All right? So we're dealing with the qual stem. So we know our root, wa and ya, are prefixes, which means and he, right? And we know we're dealing with wa at the end, right? So we are able to establish the root, which is Shemai. Shemai means what? Yeshaya? Uh-huh. Yagrum. To listen, right? Or hearken, right? So Shemai is a verb, right? So when wa is at the end of a verb, it is what? No. You. Objective, which means we're dealing with him, which is why the sentence is, and he listened to him. Right? But that's wrong. Why is it wrong? Looking at everything else that we did, why is it wrong? And he listened to him. Look at the last two things we did. Which means what? Hey! Damn, boy. I was wondering when y'all was gonna catch on. Left it up there for a reason. All right. Boom, boom. All right. Day. Now I'm gonna mess all y'all heads up. Both of them are right. Why? Why can it be he to him or they? Based off of what? Give that brother a hand. Give that brother a hand. So based off of context, right? So if it said wabun ya, right? Which means children and children, right? Okay, it would be they, right? If the subject of a sentence, like we were talking about earlier, like and Laban gave Jacob Rachel, right? It would be he and him, and he gave to him, right? So it's all based off of what? Context. So whether it's, I'm gonna put that in a different color. So I'll be throwing curveballs. Whether it's they, him, or his is based off of context. So it could be he to him, it could be they, right? But it's all based off of the context of the sentence. Mazaya, you just walked in, right? So, do another curveball. I said both of them are right. It can be he to him, or it can be they. You want to know why? Because of the context. I gave the example, right? If you see, let's say you have Waya Amarawa, Wabunya Yahweh. Wa ya Amarawa Bunya. Okay, say it again. All right, we got and he spoke. Okay, but I said Bunya. I said what Bunya? Children, right? So if it's children, it can be and he spoke because I said wa ya Amarawa. And they spoke, and I said Yahweh, and they spoke to the Lord, to the Most High, to the Lord, based on context. Now, if I said, I forgot Laban's name in Hebrew, so I'm just gonna say Laban. What is? I'm just gonna say Laban. Waya Labanwa Nathan Yaakov Atha recall. Slakia. It's going to be no. What ya thanwa Yaqab Atha recall. Subject matter is Laban. I gave the example earlier, right? So Waya Thawa, right? Sorry, Waya Thanwa is a version of what word? Waya Thanwa. You brought it out earlier. Waya Thanwa is a version of what word? Yes. And he gave, right? And he gave to Jacob, and I said Atha without the ha at the end means a what? Nope. A sign, which is a what? Person, place, or thing. And I said recall, right? Recall is racial in Hebrew, right? So in this instance, I did the same thing at the beginning. I said Wayathanwa, right? But based off of the sentence, lets you know if it was he to him or they, right? So whether it's they, him, his, is all based off of the context. That is the lesson. All right. And with that is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out at 1 West 125th Street, Hall, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. This is the Lashawan Qadash class dealing with prepositions and constructs. All right. And a preposition is dealing with temporal and spatial relations, right? Also dealing with Amatazah.
Semantic role.
And semantic roles. And a construct is a what? Mayash?
Two or more nouns joined by
Juxtaposition. Two or more nouns joined by juxtaposition. And with that, we're going to say Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah Brakathum to all the brothers, and Yahweh Shemar Alathan Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shah to all the sisters. Shalom. Who's that? What do you say? Yeah, YouTube's still going. I think it might have been private. Well, no, it wasn't private because it popped up on my deal.